A report has just come out revealing that LA Lakers are interested in acquiring Marcus Smart from the Memphis Grizzlies. And whether or not a trade is a realistic possibility, what the Lakers would have to give up, all of that, I am ecstatic about this report. Not necessarily because it's the perfect fit, he's going to change everything for the LA Lakers, but just the thought in my head of watching Boston Celtics fans watch their longtime fan favorite don the purple and gold just has me excited and has me giddy. So I'll break down that report as well as Patrick Beverly speaking out on his time at the Los Angeles Lakers and how it sort of split up. So we'll dive into all that and more. But before we do, folks, again, over 90% of our viewers are not subscribed to the channel. So it would mean the world to me if you guys could hit that subscribe button so we can deliver all of the latest LA Lakers news to you on that road to 2,000 subscribers ahead of the trade deadline. So hopefully we can get there, but let's dive into the news. The first thing we're taking a look at is Marcus Smart potentially coming to the LA Lakers. At least the Lakers are interested in a Marcus Smart trade. So what's going on? What's the reports coming out here saying? So basically, the LA Lakers and Milwaukee Bucks are both reportedly interested in Marcus Smart. This is a report coming from Jake Fisher, and apparently both LA and the Milwaukee Bucks have contacted the Memphis Grizzlies about a potential Marcus Smart trade. Now, what could Marcus Smart could provide to the LA Lakers? I mean, why would the Lakers be interested in him, given the fact he's not the most elite shooter? So what could he bring to the table for LA? Well, basically, Smart, again, you feel like he's super old, but he's only 29, 30 years old, I guess. So not young by any means, but still in the prime of his career in theory. Is averaging 14.5 points per game this season. Close to 3 rebounds, 4 assists, shooting 31% from 3. Again, not the most elite floor spacer, but a guy that's been the defensive player of the year in the NBA, a hounding on-ball defender, and a guy that can just really clamp up in the backcourt for any team that he's on. And this season his scoring has gone up. It's on an upward trajectory. However, he's dealing with some injuries. He's been dealing with a multitude of injuries this season, which has kept him out of the court for a lot of time this season. Only played in 20 games so far this year. So a guy that, especially with the Memphis Grizzlies, are a team that have taken a beat in terms of injuries, suspensions, in terms of guys just not being able to play. So it feels like they're on a year, where they're almost it's their payment, it's their due for all the antics they put up with in the Lakers series last year, right? They're taking their licking this season in terms of bad luck and probably going to be tanking off this year. So a lot of teams, Lakers and Bucks included, have their eyes on potentially some of their pieces that are veteran assets and say, hey, the Grizzlies might want to tank this season, maybe want to retool going into next year. See if we can pluck away some of their assets. Well, basically, again, Marcus Smart is a cool piece. The shooting is the biggest concern from him because basically he's a guy that, only 31% from behind the three-point line so far this year, and just not the least. This is adjusted shooting. It's like advanced stats. You can see all that stuff that's brought up in his contract. He's a guy that's making a significant amount of money. So $18 million per this season, 19 next year, and the 21 the year after. The Lakers probably want some flexibility for the future, things going ahead, but it is a tradable contract if he's brought in. I don't think Marcus Smart, even with the injuries, is going to fall off a cliff to where that deal will be untradeable. So if he were to be brought in, it'd be a cool fit, but it does seem it's unlikely because the report that came from Jake Fisher basically indicated that so far in the trade negotiations, the Grizzlies aren't that interested in what either the Bucks or the Lakers had to offer. So I'm not saying it's a likely trade that's going to go down. There would have to be some more negotiation going on from Rob Pelinka, but we'll see how it all shakes out from along those lines. But it does, regardless of if this trade is happy or not, just thinking about Celtics fans, looking at that report, looking at the Lakers being interested in Smart, whether it's now or whether it's the future, I just want to see the faces of my friends that are Celtics fans, just all the Twitter reactions to Marcus Smart donning the purple and gold, dyeing his hair purple and just coming out ready to go for an LA Lakers team just to see the faces of Celtics fans. But let me know what you guys think. Would you like to see the LA Lakers trade for Marcus Smart? Do you think we should go after some serious assets in order to get him? Let me know in the comment section down below. But the next thing we're taking a look at is Patrick Beverly, a guy that plays similar to Marcus Smart. He's speaking out on the LA Lakers. Now, obviously, the LA Lakers, Patrick Beverly, things didn't really work out. there's a bit of hype, there's a lot of question marks about whether or not he would fit well with Russell Westbrook. And then that season was definitely tumultuous, to say the least, in terms of how that all started off. And I thought Patrick Beverly as well as Russell Westbrook both came into that season with pretty good attitudes, right? They bought into what the Lakers were doing. They brought off the bench, starting, doing stuff, whatever. But things just didn't work out the way it ideally could have or would have ideally been the case, for that LA Lakers team with Russell Westbrook and Patrick Beverly on that roster. Well, now Patrick Beverly has his podcast, and he's been revealing some details about how everything played out, how everything shaked out, during his time with LA, and he basically had this to say. When I was left, they blamed me. They blamed Rust. And now we're on some of the best teams in the NBA. So, he's talking about how he was blamed for the Lakers' struggles, and now they're thriving with different franchises, with different teams, ahead of the LA Lakers and all that type of stuff, and looking at the team right now and saying, hey, Lakers, you're out of the playoff mix. You're out of all this sort of stuff. Why are you blaming us for? And you know what? I don't have any ill will towards Patrick Beverly or Russell Westbrook. They're fit on this roster regardless of whatever way you want to put it. LeBron James requires a certain type of player to really maximize the game around him. And there was hope that Russell Westbrook himself could be a guy that, takes the load off of LeBron James as he ages, and just his instant offense might not be the perfect complementary piece, but over the course of a regular season could take the load of an offense, get some buckets, and just be an explosion of offense for this LA Lakers team. That wasn't the case. He was trying to be more of a floor spacer around a LeBron James-led team, as most guards end up doing, and that's definitely not Russell Westbrook's most apt skill set. And then Patrick Beverly, to an even more extreme, isn't that type of guy. Patrick Beverly is a guy that's a hound on the defensive end. He's a deterrent. He's a guy that just frustrates the other team. He's not that great of a shooter. He's not going to create his own shots out there on the offensive end. The Lakers have had some solid defense, while he was there already in the first place. So his skill sets were a little bit redundant and things along those lines. So, I'm not mad that they're taking kind of shots, and I love to see Russell Westbrook play well for the LA Clippers. That whole team, even though I'm not a Clippers fan whatsoever, I'm happy to see Russell Westbrook at least do his own thing, because I thought he bought in well enough with the LA Lakers. It just was the wrong fit, and the Lakers gave too much up to get him, so his tenure with the LA Lakers was spoiled, and I thought he took a lot of flack for the issues that were going on for the Lakers. And probably the worst part of Russell Westbrook getting brought to this team and stuff is what led to the Frank Vogel firing, but that's a topic for another video. We'll see how Darvin Ham lasts, how long he lasts with this LA Lakers team. But Patrick Beverly, glad you're doing well in another roster. Hopefully the Lakers able to turn things around at this year's trade deadline, as they have in recent seasons. Just being able to make some big moves at the trade deadline, spark a fire underneath this team, going into the second half of the year, and then making a push in the playoffs would be huge for this squad, the same way that they did before. But let me know what you guys think. Again, with the Patrick Beverly experiment sort of failing, I'm surprised that Marcus Smart is a name that the Lakers are super interested in, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. You guys are the best for making this far. Subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Anyways, I'm signing out. Cheers.